Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Moments. Have you ever felt that a concert is not just about music, but can also feel like fragments of a story quietly unfolding between two people on stage? Amid the roaring cheers, blinding lights, and explosive energy filling every corner of the arena, there is something softer yet more noticeable. The way Jungkook always seems to, unconsciously, find his way back to Jimin's side. Not by coincidence, not by script, but as if there is something constantly drawing them into the same space, no matter how wide the stage is or how loud the world around them becomes. And within all of that, there are countless small moments that may look simple, yet that is exactly where the real story begins. Today's Jikook moments at the concert felt like scenes from a love story born under stage lights and gentle melodies. In the midst of the crowd's roaring cheers, peak energy, and an atmosphere overflowing with excitement, Jungkook appeared to move with full awareness. He wasn't just following the stage flow, he seemed to choose his own direction, heading toward Jimin. His movement didn't feel accidental. There was a strong sense that he had intended from the very beginning to be near Jimin. Not because he was told to, not because it was arranged, but because he wanted to. The way he walked, the subtle expressions on his face, and the moment he eventually sat beside Jimin all felt natural yet meaningful. As if without needing words, he was quietly saying that this closeness was a choice he consciously made. Across many of their moments, a pattern always repeats. Somehow, Jungkook and Jimin always find their way back next to each other. Sometimes sitting side by side, sometimes standing close, sometimes simply searching for one another in the vast stage. No matter how massive the concert or how wide the arena, that space always seems to shrink into something that only fits the two of them. Amid thousands of people, a small world consistently forms between them. Another memorable moment happened after a particularly exhausting part of the performance. Jungkook suddenly turned to Jimin and said his back was hurting. Such a simple line, yet it revealed something very honest and spontaneous. As if Jimin was the first person he chose to share his exhaustion with, without formality, without distance. It felt like an old habit that had formed naturally. The most comfortable place to express discomfort has always been Jimin. There was also a small gesture that quietly drew attention. In the middle of the stage chaos, when Jimin was focused or speaking, Jungkook gently tucked Jimin's hair behind his ear. Not exaggerated, not for the cameras, just a small, almost reflex-like motion. Yet that is exactly where its meaning lies. A simple act of care that feels deeply personal, as if Jungkook only wanted to make sure Jimin was comfortable, with no additional reason needed. These kinds of gestures are not one-time occurrences. There is a soft pattern that keeps repeating. The way Jungkook observes, responds, and naturally cares for Jimin without any visible distance. All of it forms a sense of closeness that flows effortlessly, without needing to be forced. On a stage filled with light and noise, they still seem to share a private space only they understand. A lighter yet equally warm moment happened when Jimin accidentally elbowed Jungkook. In an instant, Jungkook reacted dramatically, as if he had stepped into a drama scene, over the top, expressive, almost theatrical, like a character from When Life Gives You Tangerines. His reaction immediately lightened the atmosphere, turning it into soft laughter amid the concert energy. What stood out even more was Jimin's response afterward. His smile appeared naturally, soft, sincere, and full of understanding, like someone who already knows Jungkook's playful nature but still cannot help reacting warmly. In that brief moment, their eyes met, and it felt like a silent conversation took place, teasing each other, understanding each other, without needing words. Not long after, Jimin even leaned slightly toward Jungkook, adjusting his position to sit closer. The movement felt spontaneous, like a natural pull toward comfort and warmth. Meanwhile, when Jungkook ran over at one point, there was a small misunderstanding. Jimin briefly looked worried, thinking he might have slipped or gotten hurt. But once Jungkook explained it was just a joke, the atmosphere immediately lightened again. The concern faded, replaced with laughter and relief. Jimin even reached out and gently patted Jungkook's head, a simple, natural gesture full of warmth and care. Even small misunderstandings between them turn into intimate and comforting moments. On another part of the stage, Jimin delivered his closing speech entirely in English. It was simple, yet deeply touching. He thanked fans for waiting, supporting, and traveling from far away. He said that because of them, the stage became something unforgettable. He shared that they would return with better music and performances, and reminded everyone to stay healthy and happy. He ended with sincere words of love. Nothing exaggerated, nothing overly dramatic, yet that is exactly what made it powerful. It felt like a warm embrace for everyone listening. In another live moment with the members, Jimin also showed his unfiltered personality. He casually talked about how complicated his preparation process is before performing. He even said, "Guys, I need almost an hour to shower. Because of my hair, it feels like I'm going to die." He added that drying his hair alone takes about 15 to 20 minutes. It sounded humorous, but also revealed how detailed and exhausting his preparation can be. During the conversation, Jimin also addressed his hairstyle, which had been a topic of discussion. He said not everyone agreed with his choice. Everyone. Even the company said, "Please cut your hair," but I just wanted to change. I wanted to try something new. You know, right? You don't know if something suits you until you try it. That statement carried a simple but powerful message: courage to experiment, to step outside comfort zones, and to not fear judgment before trying something for yourself. He continued by reflecting on his work more broadly. Jimin emphasized that touring and performing are not just about earning a living. It's not that I go on tour just to make a living. I do it to show my best side, my most beautiful side. He added, touring isn't just about earning money. It's about showing my best and most beautiful self to everyone. For Jimin, the stage is not just work. It is a space to express the best version of himself. There is dedication, pride, and a desire to keep growing despite differing opinions. This may seem like a simple conversation, but it carries deep meaning. It shows that behind every perfect stage performance, there are long processes, doubts from others, and personal decisions that must be trusted. And in the end, what remains is not just about hairstyles or tours, but about how someone dares to stay true to themselves amid external voices. All of these moments, on stage and in casual conversations, point to the same truth. Countless small things come together to form a much bigger story between them. Whether it's a simple gesture, spontaneous laughter, or sincere words on stage, everything feels alive in a way that doesn't need to be over-explained. Because sometimes, the deepest meaning comes from the simplest things. Thank you for watching Jikook Moments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next moments. See you in the next video.